All right, as you guys know, one of the things that we love doing here in the Fairways of Life show, been doing it for years, is introducing you to new players as they enter the game. And it's been really fun for us over the course of that time because we have gotten to know players who have evolved in their careers to a point that they're major champions. Players that when they first come on with us, we'll be honest with them and say, you know what, I'm having trouble meeting my rent. But then we watch the ascension of their game. Frankie Capan III is one of those new players. Sapin, I should say, is how you properly pronounce his name. You probably do recognize the name once I pronounce it correctly because he made news just this past week. He shot a 58 on the Korn Ferry Tour at the Veritex Bank Championship. He's from Minnesota. He played collegiately at Alabama and Florida Gulf Coast before turning professional in 22. His first full year in the Korn Ferry Tour, he collected a third, a fourth, and a sixth early into the season. He's already positioned himself for a PGA Tour card. He's currently 22nd on the points list. In his last three starts, 4th, 8th, and 9th. Fun fact, I'm not even sure Frankie's aware of this. I'll ask him in a second here. He's top 25 on the Korn Ferry Tour in total driving, greens in regulation, scrambling, putting, scoring average on the Korn Ferry Tour. Absolute rock solid. Pleasure to welcome Frankie Capan to the show right now. What's going on, my man? How you doing? How you holding up?
Not much. I'm doing well. I appreciate you guys having me on. So thank you.
Pleasure to have you on the show. So how much attention did you instantly get when you go out and you shoot a 58?
A lot. Very, very much. It was funny because I finished the round and did a couple of interviews and then turned on my phone and checked, and the text and DMs and everything just kept rolling in, and it was pretty ridiculous. I just kind of had to put my phone aside, but it definitely made me chuckle.
Now, I was hosting the pre and post game shows for Golf Channel when you did it, and so we were playing the video of you coming in. I actually said to our producer, I said, I think we should caption this because I swear you didn't know what you shot. That's what I thought I heard. Was that in fact the case?
Yeah, so there was a little bit of confusion there. So I knew I was 13 under. However, I forgot the par of the golf course. And the whole entire back nine, I wasn't marking scores. I was marking for Scott Harrington and then obviously myself. And at that point, I knew we were going pretty deep, and I decided to just, I'm just going to mark all the scores in the scores tent, and we'll see where we're at. However, I did know I was 13 under. But I genuinely thought it was, I thought my 8-footer for par on the last hole was for 59, and then was pretty pumped when I walked off. And someone had mentioned something, and then I just needed some clarification on what I actually shot, if it was 58 or 59. And then I was pretty excited.
Was it your dad that you asked? If again, I was just trying to figure it out from the video that I saw.
Yeah, I did. I asked my dad. We were walking off. I gave my mom and dad a hug, and then as we were walking away, I just was like, "What? Wait, what was that?" And I don't think they could hear me, so I had to say it a couple times. And then my dad was like, "Yeah, I was 58." I was like, "Oh, it's pretty cool."
Crazy. I mean, it's insane. And then this is what I kind of opened the show with this today, Frankie, where I was talking about that golf's ultimate meritocracy is in these developmental tours, right? Where you shoot a 58, you have solid as all get out rounds surrounding your 58. And if memory serves me, you lost by 7 strokes or something crazy. I mean, I don't know if people realize how ruthless you have to be in scoring to make it through these developmental tours to try to get into the big stage.
Yeah, you do. I think a lot of the courses that we play set up for, a lot of birdies to be made and a lot of opportunities out there. So I think that's the biggest thing that I was harping on is, in my post-round interview, I told them, I said, guys, I mean, obviously I had an incredible round, incredible day. It was very special, something I'll never forget. But at the same time, I'm only leading by 3, to where I just wanted to kind of reiterate it to myself that, we still have 54 more holes, and I need to keep my foot on the pedal for these next 3 days, and unfortunately wasn't able to. But at the same time, I think when you have a day like that, just kind of being able to acknowledge it and be proud of it, but at the same time, you really just have to keep playing because I knew there were a ton of great players behind me that were playing well, and like I said too, there are a lot of opportunities out there on that course. So just I think there's a lot of talent in the game right now, and it's really fun to see, and
Oh yeah.
it's fun to be part of. But yeah, it's definitely not super easy to just go out there and win by 7, 10, 12, whatever it may be. And Tim Beatings had a special couple weeks, and I'm really excited for him and his journey. And I mean, I played with him Saturday and Sunday, and the guy's been playing some solid golf. So as much as I was bummed to get beat, I'm happy for him as well.
Tell me, before we go to break here, we're running out of time already, and I got a bunch of stuff I'd love to ask you about. Your last name, Sapin, is how you pronounce it, but it's spelt with a C. What's the background with your surname?
Yeah, it's Croatian. So my grandfather, his dad, they're from Yugoslavia, and that's how we've always said it. And it's confusing. So whenever people ask me my last name or they're trying to figure it out, I usually just spell it out for them. So I've gotten Capen, Sapin, Capin. I've gotten all the above. So I usually just kind of roll with whatever, but the correct pronunciation is Sapin.
Frankie, if you could change one rule, you're the czar of golf for the day. What's the one rule you're going to change?
It's a great question. I think the biggest one I hear about is the divots. You have a perfect tee shot down the middle, and you go into a divot. And I've always been on the stance that I think you should have to play it. But I would be fine with kind of the out of bounds being able to drop where it crossed. I like that one. I think you should be able to, go on up there and be able to drop as though it was a penalty area would be kind of neat.
Dude, I begged the USGA in that when they came out with the rules in 19, because I come from the green grass side, right? And I'm saying, okay, if you're going to allow us to designate a penalty area, that's why it's no longer called a hazard, because the hazards used to have water associated with it, but a penalty area anywhere we want in the course for safety or whatever reason that we deem it necessary with the red stakes. I said, can you give us a candy cane stake so that when, particularly because 99.99% of the golf that we have out there are amateur golfers, recreational play, right? And so it gives us the liberty of saying, you're out of bounds, so you can't hit the shot where it is because it's off our property, but give us the liberty to say, but you could drop right here, call it a local rule if you want to, or what have you. And they were like, no, we see it as sacrosanct that if you hook it into a pond and you get the drop where it crossed there left, and the other guy slices it right out of bounds, you're off the property, and that's a greater sin. So we kind of lost in that. All right, so I got some questions I want to run down the road here with you. You are all of the ripe old age of 24 years old. And obviously you're making your way, you're knocking on the door, you're playing some great golf, you've got huge confidence you just shot a 58, which is mind-blowing. As you evolve, it's going to become, you're living it right now, but it's going to become even more and more important that you establish yourself as the Frankie Capan III brand. What do you want the brand of Frankie Capan III to stand for?
That's a great question. I haven't really thought about it before. Um, you know, I think, I'm from a great family. I love my parents and two sisters. And I think just being a good person overall, I come from a Christian home. So I think just being the best person I can be on and off the course. And in this game, you're gonna win and you're gonna lose a lot. So I think just having uh, just a solid base and foundation in my family and team, and just being someone that you know people and kids can look up to. I feel like I do a pretty good job of trying to stay even keel out there on the course and not get too up or too down. But at the same time, it's a tough game, and I think just being someone that younger kids can look up to, and I feel like I try and do my best job of that, whether it's signing autographs for kids or hanging out with them, and I think overall just being the best type of person and Christian I can be on and off the course.
Very cool. We only got a couple of minutes left here. What about your sponsors? Who have you aligned yourself with?
Yeah, so I'm partners with Unreal. They are an apparel company. I would compare them similar to like a Lululemon or a Nike. However, I think the quality of their clothing is incredible. And they are based in Minnesota. So we got connected just about a year and a half ago. And funny enough, their CEO and founder, his name's Michael Jordan,
Wow.
which is kind of funny. And yeah, so I got connected with them, and they've been just absolutely tremendous. They've just been kind of making their way into golf and have a tremendous golf line. I love their stuff, great quality, great design, and overall just great people. So that's on the apparel side, and then sponsor partnership. You can see, I guess, right here on my chest, Capstone Hospitality.
Mhm.
They were, I think they were probably my first sponsor, which is pretty neat, and I'm incredibly thankful for them. I would say they're kind of the middleman between golf courses and potential members. So when courses might be struggling with their membership, that course will hire these guys, and they'll come in and just kind of try and boost the membership and do anything they can to help bump those numbers up.
Cool. I want to ask you about Hope Kids as well. We only have about a minute and a half left here, but I know it's a charity that you're very close to. You want to tell the world about your
Mhm.
involvement and why?
Yeah, I do. We're my family. We've always been heavily involved in charities, and one that we like to support and volunteer for is called Hope Kids. The best way I would describe it is they provide hope for kids with terminal illnesses and diseases, and provide hope for their families as well. Whether it might be you know going to certain events, planning events. I think when kids are constantly in the hospital and just kind of sitting there, they don't really have much to look forward to. But if they know, they're going to a Vikings game in 2 weeks, or they're going to the movies with their family, they have that to look forward to, and it basically kind of provides them and their family hope for what's to come.
Very cool. Frankie, we got 30 seconds left here. 5 years from now, unfair question to ask you this quick. 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
I see myself as one of the best players in the world. Um, I work pretty hard, and I'm blessed with a great team around me. And I think golf, I just love playing the game so much. Win or lose, I enjoy learning and getting better, and just seeing how far I can go. And it's just a really enjoyable process for me. And I think, the past few months, I've really seen some growth and development, not only in my game, but also myself. And it's fun to see. And I would love to just keep going.
I love it, dude. I love the fact that you said it's fun to see when you're reflecting on your own development and evolution. It's fun to see for all of us, too, because we know you're going in a great direction. Thank you for your time, folks. Thank you for all your time. Great show today. We'll be back with you again. Until next time, bye for now.